Welcome back everybody, my name is Nick930 and this is a review for Rainbow Six Siege's newest update, Operation Chimera. Operation Chimera is probably the most unique update for Rainbow Six to date. Rather than adding in a new multiplayer map and new matching operators, Ubisoft tried something different and created a limited time cooperative campaign that allows you and two friends to work together to fight off an alien zombie apocalypse. Operation Chimera comes with 3 unique cooperative missions, each with never-before-seen locations, and even unique dialogue and cutscenes from fan-favorite Rainbow Six operators. The story is about as silly as you'd expect, with an alien comet crashing down and causing a big outbreak that our operatives are sent in to investigate. I did find it odd that the operatives kept referring to each other by their class name like Thermite and Ash, but I'm sure fans will appreciate it. Now before we get into talking about the gameplay, let's discuss some issues I ran into right off the bat. First off, the matchmaking. I tried this out a few minutes after it officially released, so it likely improved dramatically by the time this video goes live, but I had a lot of difficulty finding a match in the new Outbreak mode. The mode is a limited time event that will be removed from the game in a few months, and I can definitely see why. While the mode is a lot of fun, it's clear the engine used for Rainbow Six Siege was never intended to be pushed this far. The levels in the co-op campaigns are immense and filled with lots of detail that took my high 100+ frame rate and dumped it down into the 60s. It was difficult to aim at times due to the fluctuating performance, and I can only imagine it's even worse for users with standard hardware. Ubisoft previously removed a few maps from the game's multiplayer rotation, stating that their game was running out of memory, so it's likely this plays into that claim as well. But in terms of the actual mode itself, I see some real potential for Outbreak. What started as a pretty standard room-by-room sweep of zombies turned into a mad dash, forcing me and my randomly paired team to utilize all of our abilities and ammunition just to escape. I found myself covering the rear as we made a run for the helicopter on the roof, barricading doorways behind me and shooting back at a seemingly never-ending horde of spiky alien zombies. While not as impressive and overwhelming as the massive 60+ zombie hordes of Left 4 Dead, the time to kill an individual grunt made the situation just as desperate, and the sound design helped deliver a convincing horror atmosphere. There's 5 unique zombie types you'll encounter, including a standard grunt that will roam around the hallways, breachers that will crawl around and explode when close, rooters which will pop up from the ground briefly before disappearing for a few seconds, the smasher which is essentially a massive brute tank that can only be damaged in the rear, and the Apex, which came off as a type of witch that can hurl projectiles and summon constant low-level enemies towards you. The variety works well and are introduced nicely through the short campaigns, and I felt the mission objectives worked really well with both the atmosphere and Rainbow Six's unique gameplay mechanics. But that's just a bonus. The real big change to Rainbow Six Siege in Operation Chimera are the 2 new operators, Lion and Finca. These new operators sounded really stupid when I first heard about them, and now that I've had the chance to try them, they're not as bad as I thought. Lion is an attacking operator equipped with a V308, which looks a lot like a Vector with an extended magazine, a 417 marksman rifle, which is the same rifle available to Twitch, and a pump-action shotgun, also already available to Twitch and various other GIGN operators. The V308 is my weapon of choice for Lion, as it's the only real new one, and it handles decently enough, though it can have a lot of kick, making it difficult to line up a good headshot during extended bursts. Lion's special ability allows him to activate overhead drones that scan for enemy movement. When he activates this ability, a 3-second countdown timer is displayed to every player in the match, including the enemies. If anybody is caught moving after this countdown finishes, they will be highlighted in red and will be shown to the entire attacking team through the walls of the map. This ability will significantly change how Rainbow Six is played, as now players will need to stop whatever they're doing and sit still to avoid being spotted. Roaming defenders will need to think twice before running around on the opposite side of the map, and it could be a great tool to detect any players that are planning on peeking during an important outdoor breach. Next, we have another attacking operator, making this the first update where we haven't received a defending operator. Finca isn't as interesting as Lion, but could also potentially be a game breaker. Her ability involves nanobots that can heal her and her teammates. But here's the catch, Finca can heal teammates all at the same time no matter where they are on the map. To help balance this, her healing abilities are only temporary, so you'll get 25 extra health points for a few seconds and then it'll be taken away. I didn't find much use for this when I played online, as 25 hit points barely helps when in an intense situation. But another bonus to Finca's ability is that she can revive down teammates remotely too. I can see this being especially useful when a player has been downed by Chimera, as now Finca can revive that person remotely and get the jump on Cav if she tries to run over for an interrogation. Finca has access to a new bullpup assault rifle called the Spear 308. It holds 30 rounds and has very good recoil control. Her other weapons include the Russian 6P41 light machine gun and the semi-automatic SASG-12 shotgun. Again, both of these weapons we've already seen in the game before. Overall, the update is interesting. I think the new game mode will definitely mix things up, and perhaps Ubisoft is testing the water to see if a new separate zombie-based IP would be a good project to pursue. I think if they created an entire game based on the same premise, but with a more stable engine, they could potentially have a hit on their hands, especially considering it's been 10 years since the last Left 4 Dead game. The operators, while seemingly overpowered, seem to fit well into the game's already very complex multiplayer, and I'm looking forward to see how Lion and Finca are used as players learn more interesting tactics with their abilities. And finally, there's a few other minor changes to pre-existing content, like Capcan getting impact grenades instead of barbed wire, and Blitz has had his speed increased from 1 speed to 2 speed. The game's reloading has been tweaked significantly to make the animations line up more smoothly. The game's melee hit registration has also been improved to help prevent those instances where you knife an enemy, hear the sound, and nothing happened. Deployable shields will now automatically collapse if you try to walk across them in hopes of reaching an exploitable area. The shield will be returned to your inventory when this happens. There's a bunch of other little bug fixes here and there, but you can read up on that in the link provided in the description. So that's basically it. I hope this review was helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to post them below. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more content posted every week.